When you go into a situation that's unknown for you,
Yes.
that causes you fear, right? How do you know that you're in that mode? What happens to you physically, mentally? What happens?
I like to confront my fears personally. I
Which is
think
great.
about, I don't have a whole heck of a lot of fears. Obviously, something happening to my family, that's my biggest fear. But like, a fear that I do have is jumping out of a plane. So obviously with the parachute, I want to do it. That's how I confront my fears. I jump right into it. I dive right in and I go head first into it.
Okay. So do you not give yourself thinking time? You just go for it? Is that what happens?
Yeah. Well, I do think. I just have a very quick turnaround process for most things. I don't sit there and think about it because I don't allow myself to get into the analysis of paralysis.
Does anybody else want to jump in this conversation?
For me, I ask myself 3 questions. This is how I overcome all my fears in business and personal. It goes to RPM. So number 1 is, what's the result I'm looking for? Okay, is it an adrenaline rush? Is it a business rush? Is it something for business? What's the result I'm looking for? P is, what's the purpose? Okay, why am I doing it? So it's my why. When your why is strong enough, your fears go away. It really does, right? What's your why? And then M, what's this mean to me? What does it mean by me accomplishing this? If it doesn't mean crap, then I'm not going to do it. But if it's me overcoming something and figuring, and so that's what it comes to me. So it's RPM. What result am I looking for? What's the purpose and what's the meaning? So for my results that I'm looking for is either growth or something that's going to push being Dean to the next level. That's for me. That's the result I'm looking for. And then it's hard because, if you think about what fear is, though, here's the thing. For Lisa, I had this talk just the other day with somebody about fear. What fear really is the unknown. How are you afraid of something you don't know? You're afraid of what you do know. That's what fear comes from. It's fear of loss, fear of missing out. It's really, the fear is stuff that you already established is why you have fear. Because you can't be afraid of something you don't know. That's why kids aren't. That's why my son's fearless. He doesn't know certain things. So I'm not experiencing things, right? So then P, again, the purpose. And I make this more than just me. If I make it about somebody else, and then it comes out a different way. And again, the meaning that it means. That's the most important part for me. What's this going to mean to me by me getting this done? For example, standing in 2 feet of poop water, it's not the coolest thing in the world. And I was fearful about getting bacteria in my things and all that stuff too as well. But guess what? We overcame that by asking the purpose. How do we solve this thing? What's the meaning? How do we do it? We all have the boots that are watertight. So you know what? It's all good. So anyhow, hope that helps out.
Joey, do you want to participate? I know your name because on the screen.
Yes. So for me, I always get a butterflies in my stomach type feeling. And when that happens, I usually start trying to convince myself or rationalizing that I'm excited and not nervous. And then that usually ends up in me just doing what I had been there to try to do to begin with, and seeing how it ends up. But there is certain times that I will get in my own head and end up not doing it and revisiting this thing later on as well. So there is times that fear does actually stop me. And I'm one of those people who overanalyzes sometimes. And if I start doing that, then you're not getting me to do anything.
Colin, what about you?
Hey, what's going on, Lisa? Good morning, everybody. Just waking up, so half asleep. For me, fear's always been part of my life, and I feel like fear is really a driving motivator. It's definitely what's kept me alive. It's been one part fear, one part just the will and the understanding of just you have to do things. I tell myself, even the littlest things all the way up to the biggest things in my life, choices, decisions, I make them very, very swift is probably a good word. I look at things, I process things, and then it's either I'm in or I'm out, right? I've learned from pretty successful people in life that you have to be able to be efficient and effective, and part of that is being able to look at something, ask questions, process, understand, and then take action.
And Lisa, welcome back.
Thank you. And I just want to share that when I have a fear and then when I finally do it, I'm like, what was I afraid of?
Mhm.
There was nothing there. How many times I've done so, I was so afraid to do it. And then I get to the other side of it and I'm like, oh, wow, that was so easy. Why did I make it difficult?
That's right.
It was so easy. And it's just so interesting because when you face your fear, it disappears.
It does. It does. Well, I'd like to take a minute to say thank you, Lisa, for putting together today's topic. I really appreciate it. You did a great job. Thank you for all that joined us live. And thank you, Juanita, for being here for your first time. We hope to see you each week. We do these every Monday at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Great time for us to learn.
Absolutely. Thank you.
It's a great time for us to learn and grow from each other. If you are looking to be on a podcast, Juanita has a phenomenal podcast. And so reach out to her. And we will put Lisa's LinkedIn link up in the comments before long. I am actually on the road, so I only have access to so much stuff right at the moment. But thank you all for being here. Let us hear your comments below. And remember, you are loved. Together, teamwork makes the dream work. We'll see you here again next Monday.